To be successful at anything, the truth is you don't have to be special. You just have to be what most people aren't. Consistent, determined, and willing to work for it. No shortcuts, integrity, purpose, determination, and discipline that it takes to be a champion in life.
Grit is about persistence, resilience, and determination. It's about showing up day after day. It's about holding on to your dreams, even when the road ahead looks dark and uncertain.
Grit is passion and perseverance. Grit is having stamina. Grit is sticking with your future, day in, day out, not just for the week, but for years.
It's the most important attribute. It's more important than intelligence. It's more important than domain expertise. That ability to grind through even when you don't see immediate results, even when it looks like you're going backwards. That ability to stay gritty and grind, that's the difference between winners and losers. You practice piano, you practice math, you practice cooking, practice some grit.
Grit is work. Grit is a challenge of a lifetime. Grit is something that many people don't even know how to get through it.
It's about winning one-on-one battles. Fight your fight. It's our fight to fight. 1 and 6 doesn't define who you are. What defines who you are is what you do when you're 1 and 6. Give everything you got today. Fight your fight.
First things you're going to find about being gritty is that it really has to be something that you're excited about, that's worthwhile to you for whatever reason, to push through, to suffer through the boredom, the difficulties, and all of that. And I think that's the most underlooked part of grit, is that it needs to be something that you're compelled by. It's got to be like cool and exciting and interesting to you.
We often hear stories of people who succeed seemingly without effort. Those who make it look easy. But what we don't see is the grit behind their success. The countless hours they spent practicing, failing, trying again. The times they wanted to quit, but didn't. We don't see the struggle they faced or the sacrifices they made. And yet through it all, they held on.
Because I'm telling you from experience, I got a GED. I lived in abandoned buildings, ate out of trash cans. I got a PhD now, and that ain't on IQ. That's on GQ, grit. That's all grit. PhD is all grit. Master's degree, all grit. Took me 12 years to get a 4-year degree. That's all grit. So I can't teach you how to be elite, but I can teach you how to go in there. I'm talking about grit. I can teach you how to go in there and murder some other team. Not with talent, just outdoing. So I'm talking about endurance. Just having more stamina than they got.
Let me tell you something about grit. Let me tell you about what it really means. Grit is when you're hurting so bad. Grit is when you're hurting so bad, but you know you got a job to do. Grit is something that pushes you in a total different direction. Now, I'm not talking about those naysayers. I'm not talking about those individuals that cry and moan and groan because they're not getting what they want right now. How do you get through something? You gotta keep climbing. It's gonna hurt. It's supposed to hurt. If it doesn't hurt, how you growing?
The greatest minds, the most successful entrepreneurs, and the most accomplished individuals didn't get to where they are without failure. They didn't get to where they are without learning, adjusting, and keeping at it when things got tough. You see, grit requires a shift in how we perceive challenges. We must begin to see difficulties not as threats, but as opportunities.